Hello everybody, welcome to week number 9 of HRD 631, the Adult Learner. As you can see from the screen, I'm on our Brightspace page and I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough of what's involved and what to do this week. And then I'm going to end the video with a discussion about an assignment that's coming up. It's the Annotated Bibliography in the Learning Organizer, which is part of your exploration project. So right out of the chute, I'd like to just mention one thing. I'll come down here and I'll come back down to it. But the Annotated Bibliography and Learning Organizer was due on next Sunday, which was October 31st. I am pushing that out. And some of the reason for that is that we have a little extra time in the course. Our class is very small, so we don't need that much space at the end of the course for everybody to present their project. So once again, right out of the chute, the Annotated Bibliography and Learning Organizer was due October 31st. Now it is due November 7th. So let's come right down to it. You're going to take a look at the overview video. This week, we're going to be taking a look at cognitive development in adulthood. And there's a couple of themes that we're going to be exploring. First of all, in Chapter 13, we're going to be looking at the idea of what is wisdom. And I can tell you from kind of conventional wisdom, wisdom is the result of somebody that is older, somebody that has lived a long life. Now, that's true, but there has to be a reflective side to it also. That's one of the things we'll be developing. And we'll also be looking at dialectical thinking in the context of cognitive development. So, using our brain type development. So we have an excellent video this week. It's 21 minutes long. I do apologize for it being so long, but I think it's well worthwhile to augment the textbook on Perry's scheme and on intellectual development. So please take a look at that. It's a mini lecture. Remaining assignments. Well, we have the exploration project, which is worth 100 points. And you can see there's two parts of it. The first part, which is due on November 7th, as I previously mentioned, is the Annotated Bibliography and Learning Organizer. Now, I have some information on that I will include in this video. And then you will be doing the presentation on your Annotated Bibliography and Learning Organizer. You actually will present your topic to our class in weeks 12, 13, or 14. Now, I have to tell you, I'm still trying to reconfigure the final 3 weeks of the class, so stay tuned. Nothing will be sprung on you. We'll have plenty of time to do it. Actually, with such a small class, it gives us a lot more options. I've had this class where there's 20 students in it, and you can imagine doing these presentations over 3 or 4 weeks is quite a thing. And then the final assignment, we have the learning autobiography, which is due on the 11th. Now, I do have everybody's participation grades. They will be up to date next week. That's on weeks number 1 through 8. So, getting back to the materials and the specific things to do, I'd like you to read Chapter 13. I'd like you to read the Electronic Reserve article by Chickering, which is on Perry's scheme. We do have a discussion question for week number 9. It's in the usual place. And then for the discussion question, you can choose one of these topics or you can choose both of them. If you have the energy, I'd love it if you took a stab at both, but feel free to just take one of them. And here's the preview of week number 10. Week number 10 is one of my favorite learning styles. Part of my doctoral research was on learning styles, so it's one of the more fascinating topics for me. Next week, I'll have everybody complete a Kolb learning style inventory. Some of you may have done something like this already. And then we're going to take a look at memory, cognition, and the brain. So once again, you can get ahead on this, but just be aware, I'm reconfiguring the last few weeks of the class. So as far as the nuts and bolts, that is it. We have the introduction to week number 9, the objectives to week number 9. You can click on those. Also, if you keep on coming down, there's more information that is background information that I think is well worthwhile your time to take a look at. Visual map, Chickering. Here's the electronic reserve article, and then we have the discussion forum. And you know how all of this stuff works at this point. You click on that, and then you get to post your discussion forum. So there's one more thing I wanted to show you. If you come down here, exploration project, examples and exemplars, click on that. So we have, come in here, exploration project component examples. We have a learning organizer, a presentation that this person did, annotated bibliography. Rebecca Platts, which you've heard me talk about before. There is the learning organizer. I'll come back to this one because I'd like you to show you that the PowerPoint that she did is part of her project. And then there's a very extensive exploration project that was done by Stacy Berry. She's a previous student. She gave me permission to use this. If you hit this link, it will take you to her entire presentation. It's quite impressive. I would encourage you just to take a look at that to see what is possible through this. So, give you an idea of Rebecca's work. So this was Rebecca's learning organizer. You can see how she structured it. This was quite a few years ago, but her name, the course number, my name, and this was her question. So anything that you put together for this project, I'd like you to put the question at the top of the page. And then her organizer, how is she going to, or a learning organizer is basically how are you going to organize the presentation that you do for the class. And the titles for each of these sections are pretty standard. You know, why was this question important for you? So that gets at why is this topic so interesting or important that you study? Why is this topic important to adult education? How will you facilitate our learning about the question? And to me, this gets at the nuts and the bolts. What will we be doing? Meaning, what are you going to be asking the class to do? So right out of the chute, Rebecca is saying, we're going to watch a PowerPoint. And she, in that presentation, I can't remember if she recorded it or I mean, things have changed a lot in the last, I think she did this probably 8 years ago. We're going to read a short reflection piece and a poem, rereading short stories that she has, and I believe she added a discussion forum to this also. So this is a pretty good example of a learning organizer. Now I'm going to go back to the exploration project exemplars. We have the learning organizer, presentation, annotated bibliography. So what is, I'll come into here, downloading it. I thought that would load right up, so just bear with me. Okay, annotated bibliography. Let me make that a little bit larger. That's not going to work. So here is an annotated bibliography. As you can see, this is not from the same person. Once again, I took their name out, but they did give me permission to share this. So what is an annotated bibliography for those that have never written one? Annotated bibliography is like a references section. So as you can see from here, here is the reference, formatted in APA style. So it's, at first thing, it's the reference that you're using. The second thing is a paragraph about what you found out by reading this particular reference. So in here, the author of the annotated bibliography gave a reason. Basically, this is a 5, 6, 8 sentence paragraph on why this topic is important and what does it cover. She did the same thing. In this cases, she used a video, and she said in this documentary, which was approximately 30 minutes long, tells the story of 6 individuals, on and on and on. So that was another reference. Third reference is right in here. Same thing. She explained in a paragraph what was in here. An annotated bibliography is just a quick summary of the reference. So somebody that is looking at this, they're reading, it gives you more detail than just seeing the citation. I mean, I might look through this and I can tell you I've read many student annotated bibliographies. There are certain things that they give me the reference to. They give me a snapshot of what was in that reference. And as the result of reading it, I go and actually seek that out and read it. So that's what is involved. That this is an annotated bibliography. You can find, there's more examples on Brightspace. I'm going to click out of here. They're right in here, 2 different formats. So I'm going to come back into the examples. What I'm going to do now is go to the syllabus, just showing you where you can find the information. All of this, I'm sure everybody's been referring to your syllabus throughout the course. Course outcomes, date, academic, the readings we have. So once again, these dates are different. The materials presentations for the class, well, this is worth 100 points. You did the exploration project question already. So coming right back down here, excuse me. Right back down, that's a reflection paper. So here's the project. What I'd like you to do is take a look at all of the information in this project. There's specific information on the annotated bibliography and learning organizer. This is worth 30 points out of 100. This is a concise summary of each source from your research. There's this annotated is typically no more than a half to a page text single space without any quoted materials. Now, it doesn't need to be that long. I think a good paragraph is plenty. What sources should you include? That's spelled out in here. How many resources am I looking for? And I say at least 3 high-quality sources. That number could include a course text or posted reserve articles, and you can also use additional articles. So here's something on the formatting, learning organizer. Keep on, sorry about that. Learning organizer. It's short, basically tells why the subject is important, why is it important to adult education, and what will you be doing. So that is it. That's far too much out of me. I apologize. This was almost a 15-minute video. If you have any questions, once again, we have all next week. We have actually 2 weeks before the annotated bibliography and learning organizer is done. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm here to help, and I'll see everybody online. Thanks for listening.